Have either of the dogs been hit?
They have both been hit.
All right, so let's do Toll the Dead on the one next to me.
Okay.
Oh,
He
Some
needs to make a
saving
wisdom
throw.
save.
she has.
That is a natural 19, but -1, so that's an 18.
So yeah, it's still fine.
Okay. Anything else with your turn?
No, that'll do it.
Okay. And Zephyr's turn. He's going to recklessly attack again because it's been working well for him so far. That's a natural 17. That one will hit. And the second one is a natural 15, which will also hit. So 3 + 6 is 9 points of damage to his beast. All right. Stabs it a couple times with the knives that he has. That's his turn. Rain is going to take a shot with the crossbow at the one that's fighting Zephyr. And hits with a 16. Very proud of her.
That's 3 temp HP for Darian. Sorry, I forgot the end of his turn.
Oh,
Okay.
Gotcha.
That meets what I have. All right, thanks.
5 points of damage.
Crossbow has a learning curve, apparently.
Apparently. She's getting the hang of it. So that hit, that was 5 points of damage. That was her turn. Now it's the dog's turn. Liberty, you are going to receive 2 attacks.
Rain gets 4 temp HP at the
Okay.
end of, not that she's being attacked, but
Right. Probably both of those will hit. The lower of the 2 is an 18.
18 is my armor class.
You keep saying that. That's cocked.
One day you'll
10 points of damage.
You said
And
10 points of damage?
10 points of damage.
Oof.
The other one is going to attack Zephyr twice. That is a natural 6. Natural 11, which makes it 15, which just beats his armor class. He will take 3 points of damage, which won't even get all the way through the temp HP, but he will have to make a con save. He fails, making him poisoned as well. All right. That's their turn. It is Bird's turn.
The Burb will attack the one that is still by Liberty, and she will make another flyby attack.
Okay.
And that
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
A 4 plus, I think, 7.
That'll miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're dead. Bryn, what would you like to do?
It's just the dogs left?
Just the dogs.
I'll just stab one of them. Who's closest?
Okay. They're actually both equally far away from you. One you'd have to climb some stairs for, though.
I'll climb the one that... Sorry, I'll take the one that takes the least amount of effort.
Okay. You run over to the one next to Zephyr. Go ahead and make an attack with disadvantage.
All right. First one's a 15. Second one is a 12.
Just hits.
Whew.
It does have sneak attack because Zephyr is in combat.
That is a 14.
Good to know.
And that is all from me.
All right. Darian, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to... Let's see, they're both alive. So in that case, I will cast Toll the Dead on the one that's still by Liberty, since there's 2 of them on the other.
With some save. That is a natural 18 minus 1, making it a 17.
Okay, and the wisdom save is 14, so these dogs are quite smart.
I mean, not necessarily. It's a minus 1. Oh, no, it's a plus 1. So it's a 19.
Yeah, wisdom save 14, so they're fine. Um, let's see. I only have one bonus action spell, so I'm not gonna do that because that's not helpful. Yeah, that's probably my turn.
Okay.
Well, no, I'll move up to the dog.
Which one?
The one I attacked, the one by Liberty.
Okay. You can make it up to it. Speaking of, Liberty, it's your turn.
Actually, could I flank that?
You definitely could.
Okay.
And Darian, do you still have your temp HP?
At the moment, I have 3.
Okay. I rolled a 1, so keep
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Alright, for my turn. Are both the dogs attacking me, or is one attacking me, one attacking them?
One's over here attacking you. The other one's over here attacking Zephyr.
I'm beginning to not like dogs much. So I am going to, out of frustration, send Mind Sliver at the one attacking me. So he needs to make an
Okay.
intelligence saving throw.
I'm not familiar with this spell.
That
Mind
is a 15, but minus 3, making it a 12. Oh, no, minus 4, making it 11.
Hey! So that means he takes 2d6, and the next time before the end of my next turn, the next time he has to make a saving throw, he has to roll a d4 and subtract that from it. Just like
Cool.
So he takes 7 points of psychic damage.
Good to know.
Mind Sliver was an unearthed arcana. I think it just got released in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything as an official cantrip. But the DM allowed me to take the unearthed arcana version for now.
Fun.
This is correct. Is that the end of your turn?
It's an action. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Turn.
All right. It's going to be Zephyr's turn then. He is going to do Reckless again and attack the dog twice. It's a natural 18. That is a natural 14. Both of those will hit. Eight points of damage. Oops. Did that wrong. There we go. The dog's looking real hurt. It's Rain's turn. She is going to fire at that dog as well. That's a natural 17.
That's
2 plus 5. Oof, the dog is looking really rough now.
Does Zephyr need any temp HP, or is he still untouched?
He has 3.
Well, I just rolled a 6 for him. So he can
He
take 6
now has
instead.
6. That brings us to the dog's turn. That one's going to attack Zephyr twice at advantage. The natural 16 hits. That one will not, though, with a natural 3. That is
How is Zephyr looking at the
8 points of damage. He's fine.
I'm glad I cast Mage Armor on him. He is hitting things.
And it's what barbarians do, man.
Yeah.
And
It is-
the halved damage from the rage means that the temp HP is extremely helpful. 'Cause
Exactly.
True.
it's consistent under temp.
It is Bird's turn.
Flyby again on the wolf between us.
Meow.
And that's gonna be a 14.
That will hit.
Okay.
That
One
will take
slashing.
1 point of damage. That will bring us up to the top of the round. Rin.
Your mic is off.
Rin, it is your turn.
He's still on mute.
I'm the worst about remembering that. I just yammered off about Eldritch Blast. The other dog is still up the stairs, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Sorry. Gotta turn my camera to make sure I'm not hitting someone with that. Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
Against which one?
The one up the stairs.
All right, go ahead and roll me an attack roll with disadvantage.
God, this poison thing is the worst.
No, being poisoned is sucky.
What is the negation from poison damage?
Do I keep
The
making
effects.
Constitution saving throws?
No.
Okay.
I could just look it up.
That is an 11. I don't think that works.
11 does not hit. You would be correct.
Darn.
Dardian, it's your turn. To answer your question that I believe you asked, poison, the conditioned poison gives you disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Oh, okay. If I toll the dead and I am behind, is that, or is it just from melee attacks?
Well, Toll the Dead
you aren't
makes
poisoned.
saving.
No, advantage for flanking. That's only on melee spell attacks.
Oh, that is only on melee spell attacks. That is correct.
Okay.
Plus, if they're making a saving throw, then advantage doesn't mean it, or combat advantage or flanking doesn't.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that. Yeah, that's not helpful. Yeah, I'm just gonna toll the dead.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. That is a
Gosh.
14.
Oh, that's right. I don't roll. Thank God. The DC is 14.
Okay, then it saves.
Dang. It's killing me here.
Was that the one that's attacking Zephyr or the one that's attacking me?
The one.
Oh, the one
attacking
that's
me.
attacking you, which actually you're right because it has the minus a d4. So that is a 10.
So then it fails.
It fails.
Can I just say it's nice to have the dogs attacking someone else for a change?
And it has been damaged, if I recall correctly.
That is correct. So it's 2d12.
Yeah. You know, those ones that I never roll and always have to find.
Yeah, how is it not?
Yeah, you're not a
being the
barbarian,
front-
so you don't use d12s anymore.
I
Yeah.
never use d12s.
He was
How
a
is-
rogue last time.
Barbarian hit dice is d12.
Yeah.
It's like the one instance besides I think malls that use d12 in D&D.
Yeah, hardly anything does, honestly.
That
is 17
great
total.
axes do too. 17
Oh.
total.
Yep.
Ooh, it's looking real rough.
Rough? Is that a dog pun?
The
Yes.
thing is, he said it multiple times.
Yeah, I had to run out and retrieve my my sushi order, so I must have missed the other times.
Totally fair.
Once returned.
Sushi's worth it.
Yes,
Yep.
yes it is.
Yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
delicious.
Okay, Liberty, it's your turn.
Right, so this dog is looking rough, but it is still here to attack
God
me.
damn it.
That is correct.
Oh. Darian, do you still have temp HP?
I do.
You can replace it with a 7, because
I will
I'm pretty
take
sure
it.
it was 7. You know what? This works so far. Let's do another mind sliver.
Okay.
I need to-
Intelligence saving throw.
Yes.
That is a 3.
Oh no. No. You're taking the damage. And the negative d4 on the next saving throw. Ugh. Two points of psychic damage.
Is exactly its HP.
Oh man.
Say that again?
It dies of a migraine.
Yep. Blood
Relatable.
begins to trickle from the ears, the eyes, and the nose on both of the heads, and falls.
I like to imagine,
dead.
since I'm rolling 2d6 anyway, it's like a point of
1d6
damage
per
to
head.
each head.
Yeah.
Psychic damage, my sweet, sweet friend. How I miss
Fun.
you.
That's your turn. It's Zephyr's turn. He is going to take 2 attacks on the dog. Reckless, making it straight rolls because he is poisoned now. One of those is an 18. And that's it. That's the last dog. And we exit initiative.
I loot.
You loot.
Just going straight
Uh,
for it.
I want all their good shit.
You mean all the
going-
things you took already?
Going through their possessions as
These motherfuckers presume to be on my level. I think not.
How much HP do you have, Rin, at the moment?
I believe I have 7.
Yeah.
7,
Yes.
and DM.
I took some hits at the beginning, and then I
DM.
managed to avoid getting hit afterwards.
DM, can I tell that he is
He's
much worse
he's
off than
bloodied.
even Darian? He was very bloodied. Okay,
He's
I'm gonna
very
come.
bloodied.
I'm
I
gonna
couldn't
come
figure out
over.
how to D&D Beyond changed recently, and so for whatever reason, parts of their interface isn't working. So I literally have a sticky note written down here with 7 on it.
Man.
I was wondering why it wasn't changing on my end
Mm-hmm.
because I tried to keep up with what you guys are doing as much as I
Yeah.
can.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
was
will
kind of annoyed.
go ahead and I'll give him a 2nd level cure wounds.
Well, thank you.
So that's good.
So all in all, Rin, you find 270 gold pieces over all 5 bodies.
Did you say 700?
I said 270.
200. Okay, that's where I got the mix up.
Great negotiation skills there, Kel. By the way, you also get 15 hit points back.
You find the weapons that you were not able to pull off of them, mostly just several sabers. And that's pretty much it. You also find the note that has the Darien address.
I think
The
I keep
Ramtuk
one of the
address.
sabers.
Okay.
Like most of this stuff is going in my to sell pile, but I'm definitely keeping one of the sabers. It's like a backup weapon.
Nope, I turned off my own mic doing that. Good job. How many bodies are in the room at this point?
So many.
So one of them escaped out the
He's out-
door,
he's
but
out
was
front.
killed. So he's dead out there. Another one was dead on the stairs. So that means that there are 3 bodies of humanoids inside and 2 dogs.
Okay. Are they bleeding all over the floor?
Yeah.
I will help collect the bodies. And that's
I'm just going to I don't know, I'm trying to decide on priority. Rin bodies. Rin bodies.
I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you over the sound of me saving your life.
So, which one of you is it that seems to be bringing so many corpses into?
That would be Darian.
We will continue this chat after. And Darian's already dragging one of them out. He's like, I'm not about to ruin my Persian rugs.
Have fun.
They're
I go and try and
No.
find alcohol.
He's in the kitchen, bottom drawer, left. I am
Found
suddenly Russian because we are talking about alcohol.
Das Vidanya.
So, I'm assuming Zephyr's fine because he just went feral during the fight. How is Rain looking mentally?
She's definitely shook.
That's a good point. I changed priorities.
Well, I mean,
Zephyr
you can do that,
is as Rin begins looting and Dardian begins moving bodies out of the house. Rin has taken a few more stabs at the dead dog before leaving the knives in the corpse and very roughly moving the bodies out with Dardian, giving a few swift kicks to each of them as they hit the ground.
I'll go over to Rain. Hopefully I'm not too covered in blood myself. If I notice that I am, I'll turn real quick and use Mask of Many Faces to make my clothes appear more clean. Just
God loves you and the blood I'm covered with.
You are doing the Lord's work, darling.
Deus Volt.
Days.
I'm not a paladin. And I will come over to Rain, put my arm over her, around her shoulder, kind of guide her into the kitchen. Let's make some tea, dear.
I'll take tea. It mixes well with this whiskey.
You be quiet now. But I'm going to make sure that I take her and turn her around as soon as possible so she's not looking at the corpses. If she's still holding onto the crossbow, I'm going to kind of like gently take it out of her hand and put it to the side.
She's as you do all this, she very quickly catches on to what's going on. While slightly dazed with the idea that people just invaded her home space and tried to, at the very least, hurt, if not kill, the people that she loves, she's visibly shook, but still has her wits about her. And while you,
So it's more the like fear of being attacked than like horror at the sight of violence.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Which also kind of gives you the sense that she's probably seen violence before.
It'll still be a good idea though to give her something else to do now to sort of move on from that adrenaline rush. So yeah.
Which she understands and she agrees with.
So we're making tea.
Darian was starting to move over to go check on her as well, but seeing that you have already intercepted and we're pulling her aside, Darian gives you like a knowing, gracious nod, and not gracious.
Grateful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, because my mind always wants to say gratuitous because gratitude, and it's like that's not the same word.
No, it's not. He gives
It's
me
definitely
a
not.
nod of gratitude.
Yes, and he goes to cleaning because there's a lot of bodies in the room.
Rin has gone into Darian's office with a bottle of whiskey and is sitting in Darian's chair with his feet up on Darian's desk.
You motherfucker. Chakurma!
It's a very nice office.
The men in
Yes,
this
yes, it
house
is.
and putting feet on the desk. Every single man that is currently alive in this house has put their feet on that desk.
You're goddamn right they have.
Is this a masculine thing? Does this does this
You know, it
guy-
really is.
Rin's doing it
honestly
on the
is.
assumption that it's something that would irritate Darian.
He's not wrong.
Especially
isn't wrong.
considering that I've yelled at Rin for it and then probably done it the next day.
He's also picked up one of Darian's books and is flicking through it.
There are some diagrams that are of different human physiques.
But he's okay. So we need to take a time out real quick.
There are not nudie pictures. That's not what I'm saying.
Darian, sorry, Rin is a rogue, not a pervert.
And these are all very obviously medical journals.
He's a multifaceted figure with multifaceted interests.
He's got layers like
Uh-huh.
ogres.
Yes. Are there history books?
Make an investigation check.
Damn it.
Can you read and understand the
14.
Dewey Decimal System?
You said 10?
14.
Oh. Looking around, you do find one. Just a basic Encyclopedia Historica of the generalized world.
He flicks through it a little.
Most of this stuff you were at least familiar with. A lot of this is just general knowledge.
And part of his training had a lot to do with history for finding like back exits and old architectural stuff.
Exactly.
He's actually very. If Rin had to have a backup job, he could probably make a pretty decent architect at this point.
Probably.
Najila has promptly fluttered onto the desk and is just sitting there watching him, just like her head like cocked slightly to the side.
Judging.
And she's just not even judging, just kind of like inquisitive, and After a while staring, she just goes to fixing all her ruffled feathers.
Rin tips an invisible hat at her. He's like, howdy.
I'm just picturing this like blink. What are you doing?
Why does this? I swear to God, I've seen that in a movie somewhere. Very Baymax vibes.
Probably.
Little bit, yeah.
Couldn't say.
What are you doing?
There.
Hairy baby.
I think it was furry baby.
Went out a
Was it
window.
No, it was furry baby. I don't know.
Hairy baby.
Anyways,
Apparently when robots are low on battery, they become shit-faced.
You ever notice your computer when it's getting tired, it starts to act drunk?
I suppose, but don't we all?
That makes so much more sense now.
Look,
Go
man,
home.
you've had this file running for like 36 hours. Close the program. Come on.
Anyway.
a few minutes later, a little bit of cleaning. Prestidigitation helps a lot with this.
Yes, it does.
Makes so you're actually able to get blood stains out of the Persian rug, which helps a lot.
I actually have a friend who could probably give us all of the details on Persian rugs.
Hey, does
I
polka
actually-
does polka music exist in this land?
Oh.
Not in this area.
But does it exist in this world?
There's some southern countries in Kestra that have something that is pretty similarly akin to it.
Rin is humming polka music.
Okay.
Why?
Generally accepted as halfling jigs.
That makes so much sense.
That makes so much sense. One, for an explanation of polka music.
That
and
makes a
two,
horrific amount of sense.
Of course, Rin would be humming some sort of halfling jig under his breath while we're cleaning and making tea.
While you're cleaning and making
Yes.
tea.
While the rest of us are doing that, and he's just flipping through it. It's like,
To be fair, he did kind of earn this.
Does
oh
he?
yeah, no.
Does he feel a draft from the window behind him? Out of curiosity.
Oh yeah, no, it's shattered.
The cold never bothered him anymore.
But a few minutes later, the tea has been brewed. The bodies have been all moved out and piled.
Yeah.
Just out in front of the building.
No, I'm definitely using mold earth to kind of bury them. Very shallow graves at the moment because
You should get that looked at. Why is your earth moldy? I'll stop.
I don't know how to reply to it. That's what it's called. Very shallow graves because other reasons to be disclosed.
Yeah.
Zoinks.
Quick access.
Kind of. Depends on whether or not we level up.
We're just gonna put these aside for later.
Kind of.
It's a secret tool that will help us later.
Foreshadowing.
Anyways,
After all of that is dealt with, Darian comes in and is like assessing where everyone is.
Liberty and Rain are coming out of the kitchen with tea on trays. You don't see Rin anywhere at the moment. Zephyr is sitting on the couch, cleaning methodically the 2 daggers that he was given by Rin.
He's keeping these.
They're his now.
They are mine. They were a gift.
It's fine. There's so many.
Clearly, he's fine. Darian's gonna go check on Rain real quick, see how she's doing.
She says that she's fine as well.
Okay.
I don't think Liberty has switched Mask of Many Faces back to her regular appearance. So I think she still looks like Darian's
Like Darian's what?
Mom.
mom.
God, that's
From-
unsettling.
Which there's no mirror directly available. I don't think she's even realized it at the moment.
She hasn't.
Darian absolutely looks not uncomfortable, but definitely
Disconcerted.
yes. He mutters under his breath that is in fact concerning. But given the context of everything, he already saw that happen when you did it, so he already knows that it's you. So like with like a slight pause, he just absent-mindedly asks, like, "Is Rin still here?"
I believe he was going to look in your office for books.
Of course he is.
Follow
then-
the polka music.
And then Darian just unceremoniously turns and walks away without a second
I feel
thought.
like as soon as Liberty says this, there's a brief moment of quiet where we can all hear the polka music.
Absolutely. And Darian just like the slight pause and hearing the humming, he just turns and walks away, like, just, I'm so over this, and just leaves and heads
Uh-huh.
towards the office. Sorry, my hair is draping in front of my face right now, and it's actually bugging me slightly. Okay. Darian walks into the office and promptly sees Rin with his feet on the desk, but he just looks at it for a second and then just doesn't say anything about it. Rin, welcome to my home. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, sorry I joined the party so late. I didn't realize we were all having each other over for dinner.
So it would seem. Would you care to disclose the information on that?
On what?
You are here, and there were people with you.
Ah, I hadn't noticed.
Quite. Who sent them?
Oh.
You don't know.
No, I mean, I do. I'm just not particularly interested in telling you at the moment.
This guy is infuriating, and he is good at it.
It's so frustrating because he plays right across that line where you
I know. I know.
can't even call him out on it because technically he's being honest.
Yep. Okay. Options. I feel like I'm playing a Telltale game and deciding like which button to press for which response. Okay.
I always go with the nice option because otherwise I have crippling social anxiety.
Fair enough.
Pacifist run. Oh wait, looks at the bodies shallowly buried outside.
Okay. But you know who sent them.
I know along the lines of who sent them.
And this was because of the incident at the bar?
Sure.
Okay. So much for what.
For a straight answer, please press 3.
I feel like he says that in character.
He
but
did.
There's,
Yes, he
there's
absolutely
little
did.
like because like there's no phones kind of thing. Like it's not enough
Yeah.
context to make sense. So it's
Yeah,
just
it
very,
makes no sense, but he says it in character.
It's very Deadpool talking to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're welcome, by the way. I wasn't feeling particularly inclined to do you a favor because I trust you not at all. But I recalled that you brought the cleric with you, so I figured I couldn't do her quite that dirty since she seemed like an awesome sort.
Well, we appreciate your help.
Oh, thank goodness.
God, you're infuriating.
I feel like that was in character, but under his breath.
Very much under his breath because I can't argue against it not being in character.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely spoken in Chilton though, so
You two speak Schultz, and he's not kidding.
Darian is now speaking in Cholton. You speak Tabaxi? Switching back to common, Darian says, "Oh, I guess not."
I feel like
he doesn't say that. He
Rin
gives a slight pause and then continues speaking in common.
The particular way that Rin looks at you gives you no inclination as to whether or not he does.
I would assume
Rin
as
at
much.
least recognizes the language, even if he doesn't know that many words. He knew enough to be like, "Huh, okay, that's Tabaxi," and then.
I actually don't remember what languages he speaks.
I do.
Look it up for you.
I now remember. Proceed.
I don't know.
At this point, as Rain and Liberty have been sitting at the table, and Liberty's about halfway through her cup of tea, I should probably go check on the men in the office and make sure they are not each other.
That would probably be wise.
If you need anything, let me know. But and I'm going to wander over to the office.
Okay.
See the two of them glaring lasers at each other.
I
feel like
say,
I should very pointedly say Rin is not glaring anything. He's just smiling mildly.
Darian's trying to remain composed. He is at least trying at the moment.
I will also make mention that, in case this wasn't already in the back of your minds, Rin and Liberty are still both poisoned. And
Fuck.
you guys feel terrible.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually probably
assumed as
why
much.
Rin went straight for the whiskey.
That
Yeah,
makes,
that
makes
makes sense to me.
sense, and I can't help them with that, honestly.
Part of the reason why Liberty went with tea instead of coffee. Something a little bit more soothing, but fortunately, I don't.
Here's your coffee, here's your tea, here's your paper bag, blah. It's a tad more. It's a tad more thing, and it might have actually been before Hobbit's time.
Possible. But anyway, so as Liberty comes in, Rin, thank you for giving us warning, helping us with those attackers.
But of course, what wouldn't I do for my very good friends? Friend.
That's...
You caught...
he
Snide
corrects himself.
little shit.
Liberty kind of
What'd you say,
I
Jesse?
believe-
I didn't catch that.
Oh, Liberty catches that self-correction he makes and kind of, like, bites her tongue for a moment.
You can laugh, it's okay. I'm very amusing.
You are certainly
Unique.
unique
Special.
and interesting.
Delightful.
I
Fantabulous.
will take the comment as a compliment.
Extraordinarily muscular.
That I could not
Dashing.
say.
Astonishingly handsome.
Darian's starting to boil a little bit, but isn't
Drop
saying
dead
it.
gorgeous.
Liberty has leaned over and has just kind of put a steadying hand on Darian's arm. Just kind of.
Don't worry, Darian. It's always important to take your lead from a strong female character.
I need to... Right.
Darian looks over at her. Could you take that off, please?
Apologies.
Oh, that reminds me. I've been meaning to make this joke for the past half hour now. Damn, your mom's hot.
Liberty blinks and then, oh, the disguise. I am so sorry. I completely forgot. And
No, by all means, keep it on.
I do not feel comfortable.
Well, that's a right shame, isn't it?
And I will go back to my normal human appearance.
Now, before you get upset, you still look just as good. However, Darian's mom is extremely gorgeous, especially for her age.
Rin,
Yes.
you consider you and I good friends, yes?
Well, I mean, we've known each other 3 days. Good friends might be stretching it. Acquaintances, maybe. Friends, maybe. Good friends,
DM, what kind of saving throw would it be for me at this point?
Wisdom
Wisdom?
or charisma, your choice.
It's a
Wisdom
fourth
would
of
be
will.
twice as good, so that's a 15. So
You're holding on to it, but you're very keenly aware that you have a third level spell slot just waiting.
you know, I actually have one third level spell slot left, and Ice.
Oh, I'm
Knife is
aware. I
looking-
checked.
Ice Knife and Witch Bolt are both looking quite tantalizing right now.
Rin, I know that I am already in your debt with how you helped take care of these bandits that attacked us, but if I could ask one more favor,
we'll see.
could you please limit those sorts of comments while we are in his home?
No.
Then
Darian
perhaps
is-
we should step outside.
Darian is
Sure.
inches from engaging in PvP.
I have no inclination nor reason to be nice to this man. Nor to really respect him either, so we can step outside if you like.
So, Rin, are you expecting a form of repayment for your help tonight? A monetary payment, perhaps?
Well, I took it out of their hides. I made more than I would have if I did the job myself. Plus, I got 25 gold as a down payment, so not doing too shabby.
Ah, so you were paid to attack us as well?
Figured I might make a little gold off of it.
I see.
Less coin in their pockets.
So if you were hired for the job, you would know who the intended targets were.
Absolutely.
Just Darian or the whole household?
Technically Darian. We were not instructed to be particularly picky. Nor was he particularly instructed to be particularly dead, but they weren't really expressive on that particular option.
Out of character, DM, didn't they expressly say don't kill him, just
Yes.
let out...
Yeah, but they also said spill blood.
Yeah, so like I said, not particularly forceful on the don't kill him part.
Mostly, yeah. He's pretty correct.
Okay.
Side note that it's verbally spoken. When she asks him if they could step outside, while they're crossing between the doorway, between the rooms.
I don't know that Rin actually took her up on that.
He said we can if you want, and then we never said we moved, so I'm assuming we're still exactly where we were.
I mean, if he's... I missed where he said we can if you want, because she would definitely gesture for him to
Sorry.
step outside.
We can say that you guys were walking during that conversation and heading out the door.
Okay. So while they're like moving between the rooms, once they're out of the what is
I'm
the
very
word
sorry.
that I'm looking for?
I have to interject real quick. If you hear screaming, it's my fiance in the other room playing Mario Kart. Please ignore it.
That's appropriate.
I
That's
feel like it's going
that's
to be hard to ignore it now. I think it's going to be much funnier now that we have context.
I swear I'm not torturing people in the basement.
You know, you're torturing me. We're sitting here.
Well, that's comedy.
Yes,
That's
yes.
entertainment.
Liberty is trying to create a little bit more distance between the two hostile males, and also,
I'm sorry, did you just assume my gender?
that is a fair point. Masculine presenting.
And Darian, you were saying as they're moving between rooms.
Yeah, so as they're moving between rooms, Darian very painfully just stands there. He looks at Najila and he nods at her and then like gestures out the window with like the nud. with the nod, and she flutters out the window and is now sitting like on the. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
The eaves?
Yeah, the eaves. Sure.
Would you say she's eavesdropping?
Yes, I'm allowing you to set this joke up because I don't care at this point.
She could also be sitting on the gutter, the shingles, the stoop.
We can
The
continue.
railing.
Shingles is fine. And Darian is now listening. Darian promptly just sat down at the desk and is like has his hand like is like burying his face in his palm and is just kind of like sitting there.
Taking deep breaths.
Essentially. And he is promptly listening.
Bryn,
Mhm.
you say that you have been fairly compensated. Was that your only interest in coming by? Or did you have plans to stay long?
I do not stay with people I don't trust. So I've been living alone for the past 4 years.
I, oddly enough, can relate. So, would
How
you
about that
be-
weather?
The weather is what the weather always is. I personally have been somewhat impressed, surprised, and relieved in what I have observed with Darian so far. He is perhaps a bit out of touch.
Well, it's a low bar.
I admit I do not have great expectations for others.
That was a terrible book.
It was something.
I've got to stop doing this Deadpool shit.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
My head also.
He asked about the weather.
I'm dead. I've been slain.
Can't make us laugh because then we cough.
Alas, fallen upon my own sword, the blade of comedy hath pierced my heart.
Shakespeare has been reborn. I lost where I was at in that conversation.
Low expectations, low bar.
Yes. If nothing else, I am impressed with his perspective on other races. He is clearly no fan of flavors.
And shit at avoiding them.
So it would seem, although apparently he's been at this for some time. This is the...
I'm shocked he's not dead.
I
Mildly
was-
disappointed as well.
It would not be great news for those other two inside who were to die, so... But apparently he is usually much more subtle in
Yes,
his...
Ezekiel seems very subtle.
From what I have observed, from what I can intuit from the conversations we've had, something about our time in was a Fountainwell? Yes. Our time
Fountainwell,
in
yes.
Fountainwell. He was unusually off his game, so to say.
I'd say. On the other hand, he's a rich bachelor living alone with his 2 adopted kids and acting as a vigilante against slavers at night. What's not to love?
I do find
All he needs is a shitty fake voice and he's set.
Indeed, perhaps we could coach him on this.
I am the crow. Yeah. Could do some work. I'll make him a fun mask and maybe a cape.
Was that his wife or was that your cat?
That sounded like a
That
cat.
was my cat. That was my cat. From across the room, my cat.
It sounded like he
He's
said,
very
"Mom."
annoying. Most of his meows sound like mom or no.
By the way, someone please tell me they're picking up on my Batman joke. I really
Yes,
need
no.
this.
Yeah, we are.
That was exactly where I thought you were going, and I have made that comment like
Thank
before and
God.
after session several times.
Thank
like,
God.
He's adopted these kids, but since he can't officially adopt them, they're basically his wards. All we need is a bright yellow and green outfit for Zephyr, and
Oh, trust me, Rin knows some people. He can hook a brother up.
it's not that hard. Bertie's not too bad at getting costumes put together herself.
Avengers assembled.
Wrong universe. That's Marvel. So, are you headed out now, or are you at least spending the night?
Save me from novices. Liberty, all due respect. Does it make sense to you to spend in the night in a place where your opponents know where you are and have just attacked? Does that seem logical?
I admit it has been a long time since I've had one place to stay.
I can see that.
The man who hired you, is he expecting all of you to come back to him relatively shortly?
Absolutely a B-men.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with this Beeman.
No, that would be okay. So there's a manner of speaking in which if you're addressing two questions that someone said, you'll say A, absolutely. In this example, since you asked me two questions, so A, absolutely, and that refers to you asked me if they would be expected to return shortly. Then you asked if the man was expecting them to return shortly, and so I addressed that as B. So option B would be men, as in there's more than one man involved.
That makes sense.
Bryn explained all of that in character.
Of course he did.
Yeah. So all of that, but with the tinge more sass.
No, he
Can there
very
be more
much
sass?
sounded like an English professor when he said that.
I appreciate
He
his
literally
multifaceted
puts on
personality.
the accent, as it were, just to explain
Lecture
it.
mode.
I've got to get the fucking accent.
No, I mean, you stopped
I'm-
talking as you normally would to what would be an accent, which is an American accent in this case, to explain that to her.
I'm gonna attempt an accent. We're gonna see how it goes.
Do what you want.
Enough.
I can't start. Someone else has to lead in.
Sorry.
Hi, everybody.
I heard.
I'm a vocal mimic. I can't lead.
What would you like to aim for?
Literally anything. Just people need to just speak in character, and I'll trail off that.
Okay, well, I'm not in the room, so.
Yeah. So just continue whatever scene we're doing, and I'll start to mold myself as we go.
So I am used to only having to care for one person on the run.
Sounds
Do
about
you
right.
know-
Yes.
Do you know of a place where 5 of us could lay... 4. Nope. 5. Sorry. Where 5 of us could lay low for the night?
Yes, but please explain to me this. Why would I share them with you? These are places where I know for a fact that I am safe. Why would I invite misery upon myself by giving out that information?
That isn't entirely up to you. If not, I...
Ring groans and rolls his eyes and he smacks his tail on the ground. Fuck it. Fine. For a week and that's it. I do not give out this place lightly. Get everyone and tell them to gather things.
You have my most humble thanks. I will get them
I don't
ready.
need your humble thanks or your thanks in general, just your quiet. Don't breathe a word of this place, and I'll consider your debt repaid.
Of course.
It's a lot harder to be sassy with this accent.
Kind of digging it.
Well, honestly, given the personality we've seen so far, he seems to be a mercurial individual, a shifting accent depending on his background, and if he travels a lot, a shifting accent could make sense. His sassy American toward Darian, and then his serious. I'm sorry.
Let's be honest, that was Scottish.
Yeah,
It was no. Hold on. It was not Scottish.
What would you say it was?
Not Scottish.
Then what?
A weird mix of what? Honestly, a weird mix of what? Of Liberty's accent. I don't know where she's getting hers. And fuck, what was his name? You remember the guy who he made King of the Kobolds?
Oh, Omar.
That's a good story.
Omar.
Yeah, Omar. It's a mix of Liberty and Omar.
I miss Omar. He was a good character.
What was Omar's accent?
Omar's
Like
accent
Northern
was
African, wasn't? Like
yeah,
Wakandan?
technically Northern African.
Mm-hmm. So you're.
Praise T'Challa.
So I would gather that it had Kel's accent is now vaguely North African.
Sure.
Sure.
We can pretend it's not Scottish.
To be fair, my audio was turning you half robot during that, so I couldn't gauge the accent too well.
Oh boy.
You were kind of right, though.
Fair enough. Anyway, Liberty is going to into the house, go straight to the office first, and
as you begin making your way to the
Trust
office, as you begin making your way into the house, you open the door, and Rin, you hear it first, but you begin to all hear, including you, Darian, through the broken window, the sound of pounding hoof prints.
His grace protect us.
I'm gonna put an illusion on the door to look like it's hanging slightly off its hinges.
Okay.
Go inside.
Just a quick nod, and Liberty is going to
And stay there. Rin turns around with his sort of mild grin on his face.
And Liberty is going to go straight to Darian. Darian, I need you to trust me.